What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode with AB Investments. Hopefully your weekend has gone by very smooth and peaceful, and you're ready for yet another week of what's the best word to use here? Volatility. That's how I see it. Now, a few things that I want to say in this video. One, I get a lot of questions about day trading and all that stuff, whether options or stocks or whatever, aside from AMC. First of all, as a non-financial advisor, I've mentioned this before, and I said that, hey, guess what? Everybody has different techniques and different technicals that they use and go about their day trading, but we'll go like this. If I have any tips or things to say from a personal experience, not from financial advice experience, because I don't have any. The one thing I will say, in a market like this that is neither bull or technically bear, every day it's a different day and it's you and your luck. It is the best to go about it, and in a way in where my personal way of the way I go about it is every day for itself. I do not trade anything and go long on it and hold for a next day or two, unless it's a stock that I know their earnings is coming, and plus it has to be a big cap stock, and even then you're taking a good chance on it. So you'd have to, if you're playing the options, you'd have to play and leverage yourself by his options, and you don't know if they're gonna, like, for example, Home Depot, when they tanked their earnings, yeah, they gained some of that back the following day, but when they tanked their earnings this last week, anybody who thought that it was going to be smooth sailing and saw all the major chip stocks like Nvidia and AMD and even other like e-commerce stocks like Amazon or even Tesla moving like throughout the last week, almost everything. I mean, again, we have 4 straight days of green, and I've explained in the last video why I think that happened. But if you were thinking that, because there are people out there who, trust me, there are people out there who just like think it's going to be smooth sailing. The sentiment in the market is green. So if those people played some calls on Home Depot last week, they would have been crucified. So there are ways to even play some straddles and strangles in the options chain, but in the same time, not that I'm giving again here like the way to how to go about it. I'm saying that if you need to go about that stuff in these markets, one, you have to know and study yourself every step of every process that you're thinking about going in. And if you're going in stock, just for me, my personal opinion, for me, not an advice, again, one last final time, I personally have not been going open any long positions on any other random stocks besides AMC, because right now, in my humble opinion, stocks are neither overvalued or devalued. And if that makes any sense, we're neither here in the bear or neither there in the bull. In my humble opinion, things can grow more, but what is the upside? And things can fall, and I don't want to be the person who's buying or going long, for example, on a major growth stock or something, or like on, let's say, Amazon or Apple, and I want to play retirement, down the line. There's a lot of people that think like that, and most people's 401ks operate like that. This is not the spot where I want to buy. I wouldn't want personally to buy Amazon at this evaluation, and it has, all the downside to it and not much upside. If I don't want to go along here and then it falls down to like 70, 60 bucks, for whatever reason. And then I would have to wait the next 5, 7, 10 years for it to just regain those levels to break even, then another 10, 15 years perhaps for another growth opportunity. if Amazon sticks around, which Amazon seems like is going to stick around, but we never know. Nothing is too big to fail. So that, hopefully that explains as far as the day trading aspect. You think on it like the way I go about it is I'm thinking about it like I'm walking into a landmine, a field of, with a bunch of mines in it. You don't know where the next, you have to be careful with every step because the next one could be the kaboom level. With that being said, hopefully you guys can all be safe and hopefully you can make all the money you can make in the world that makes you happy and satisfies your hunger. I've gotten somewhat of a great news. They caught the guy that stole the cars, or the group of people, one of the guys that in the group of people that stole my car and the 10 other cars in the neighborhood. And unfortunately, it's a minor. That's why they can't even share the news or the details on the individual. It's a minor, and I don't know why in the state of Ohio they don't share that stuff, but it's the same guy. Mind you this, family, look at this. This is the same kid that about a year ago pinned a police officer with a car. They pinned him in a group of people. They pinned a police officer and put him in very critical condition, just like less than a year ago. And they are also, and this is the worst part right here, this is the worst news, they are the same group that in the middle of daylight, just about 4 months ago, they stole a car around the campus, because we live very close to the University of Cincinnati campus. They stole a car in the middle of daylight, and they were trying to get away with it, and they made a turn, driving very fast, and ran over 3 students, college students, that were walking toward class. And unfortunately, 2 of them were injured, and 1 young lady passed away. And they were on the lookout, like they were on the look for these individuals, and they caught them. This was one of the guys in that group, apparently. It's a group of teenagers, and that's what they do. They go around and do this, and it's just unfortunate. I don't know where the parenting is, and in the same time, I don't know what the world has come to. For a few minutes or moments of pleasure, these people, or should I say these kids, have harmed so many lives. And so let me just be clear, like mine was graciously by God, and thank you for your blessings as always. As I always thank God, you guys know this. Nothing was done to me because it's just metal. Metal comes and goes. Humans, when they go, they don't come back. But yeah, I'm nothing compared to the other 2 that I just mentioned, like the officer and then that lady, may her soul rest in peace, lost her life going to school. It's a way for every parent out there to please buckle down and double down on raising those kids. And I know most of you and all of you probably do a very great job, but you got to remember, it's not sometimes what you raise them on, it's what you get them connected to. It's what you get them hipped onto. It's what you get your kids acquainted with. All this social media, all these influence resources that they get influenced by. If you're not present and you're not in at a much younger age, if you're not as present and you're not enforcing certain things, kids, that's what they do. They grow up and they get influenced by this and this and this and that. And you just got to make sure that they don't get influenced by the wrong thing. Because once they, there's a saying in different cultures that says, when one individual grows up on something, that thing grows up on them. What I mean by that is, if your kid goes in the wrong direction and starts getting influenced by the wrong entities, the wrong things, over time, it grows on them. It becomes them. And it becomes their way of life. And eventually, that's the making of whatever you want to call it, a criminal, a killer, or whatever, or the next great scholar. So please, please, my lovely families out there, whoever this goes out to. This is not in somebody particular. This is a epidemic to our own, like, our own country, our own backyard. This is to all of us. This is on all of us. There shouldn't be teenage, like, these kids just technically got out of high school. Like they're still in high school, but they just went on the summer break. I'm assuming here that's what went on. It's just unfortunate and disheartening to hear all this. Again, I want to thank the Lord for his continuous support to all of us, and each single one of us, specifically me. I'm speaking for myself, and I thank him every day for what he does. That being said, with AMC, there's a lot of crazy hype and speculation, and that's nothing new. That is around the horizon for so many different things to happen, as far as like AMC moving up and all that. I've said in the end of last video that, hey, I do see the other side, be it not the courts but the shorts, perhaps, and this is just humble opinion, giving us some sort of offer in the form of a pump throughout AMC. And of course, don't worry, the news will always represent the price action. They'll say something about, oh, AMC is losing the battle in the court, or something like that. And then in those matter of those few days before some other news come out that represents a different narrative, will come and to that news will take the price action up. And then at that point, people will have business decisions and big decisions to make. Now, would it happen? I don't know. Maybe not. Any kind of rip with this thing could be the rip, and could be the hasta la vista, baby moment. Or I could put my best impersonation, like, hasta la vista, baby. No, that was terrible. AB can't be Arnold, and Arnold can't be AB. So that could definitely, anything could happen. I would look out again. This majority of this time that's coming up, it's all about volatility throughout the market. Now, this last week we had volatility in the big cap stocks and the stocks that are not technically meme stocks. Could this week could be the seesaw effect, where it's the opposite, where we see all those other major cap stocks, including the SPY, regain their give up their gains and lose those gains, and then have like the meme stocks actually, it's their turn to move up. And now it's the big cap stocks and all the stocks that pumped last week balancing back out down. Possible. Everything's a possibility, but I do know one thing, that this week will be very volatile, just like last week. Some fireworks will be happening. Just got to be ready. And this is why I started this whole video with AB's day trading habit in these times. These are just some of the times. Again, I know I keep promising about the live, but it just happens where like the timings and the things that are happening, especially one after another for me, is derailing all that. But I promise the next live will have the most important thing. In that next live that is coming up is I'm going to be talking about shorts, like the shorts, how they go about their dirty games. In the same time, I'm going to cover some things about our nemesis, some of our nemesis in this, not individuals on YouTube. I know some of you drama loving people, they're like, oh yes, let's talk about Billy. No, that's not my style, guys. So no, I'm going to talk about our nemesis as far as like shorts in the hedge funds, and talk about some of them, looking at some of their transactions. Very important to know your adversaries. And then I'll go over any questions. If you have any questions and comments about what do you mean, AB, by this market, go deeper into about it. Like, why is this market different about investing? Well, I give you one title, and then if any breakdowns will happen in that live, any questions that people have or any enlightenments about those things. And I know all the enlightenment comes from above. It's not from us. And so is the provider. The provider is from above. It's not through us humans. But the market that we're in is, again, technically, it has no standing. The SPY shouldn't be at a 52-week, almost a 52-week high. The Amazon shouldn't be where it's at. Tesla shouldn't be where it's at, according to this economy that we're in. But the fact that, like, price-wise action per share, the fact that it's up here is to save a lot of big banks and companies bacon. And most likely these artificial pumps would pave the way for these entities to go ahead and exit their positions or sell for some high-ranking individuals. We know how that's the game plays. This is their window. This is their self-paved window for them to leave stocks before having to get out again. According to this economy, it does not parallelly align with where the economy is. So what does that relate to us as individual investors, retail investors who know last? Of course, it's not your fault that you stepped on a landmine, and that's just the example I'm going to give here. But it's your fault for just walking on. I mean, when it's not your fault for stepping on a landmine, but you have to be as careful, knowing if you got the hint that there are landmines where you walking, yeah, it's kind of technically your fault to walk through there. But if you still dare to walk through there, you got to go about it a lot more cautiously. And this is what I mean by it. In these times, AB personally, and this is not, again, financial advice, does not run through the line, does not run through the stocks and go long on things, hoping that the next week or the next day it does. You could very well strike, but that's not trading, in my humble opinion. That's gambling. And this is why I tell a lot of people that even options are a way to actually leverage your position, and it's actually smart, rather than the narrative that, oh, it's for you, a way that people, options will, you're putting it so you could give them free money. No, that's the narrative that you got about options because of the way that you go about options. So going about it wrong, it's kind of like saying something like, oh, the sun, it can cause cancer if you stick in the sun too far. Well, also the sun, you need your D12. So how you go about it and how you play the options is completely different. You don't know, and that's why I said in the beginning of the video, put the time in, study and learn how to play it. And it doesn't necessarily need to pertain to AMC or any of the meme stocks. But again, if smart money plays options, they're not all market makers, then so can everybody else play it. If you just know how to play it and have a plan on how to play it. It's just a way. This is not just my words. Go ask the experienced guys and the people. I'm a nobody. And you can see that they will advise that like, you will see that options, if used correctly and properly, they're a way to leverage your portfolio, not to go ahead and YOLO, So that's the difference in the mindset and the strategy that is gone about it. Look at Bank of America, look at Antera, look at all these individuals. They will play. Why do you think they got all these puts? Why do you think they got all these calls? Why do you think they got all these shares as well? It's a balance amongst all of it, and only them know how they're going about it. Now we can get into that and uncover some things in that next live of why, and I think there's some insidious reasonings, and most of you know them already, but this is not me advocating for options. This is me advocating for enlightenment about something. So it's not about just going in far out of the money, play the way. That's reckless. That's gambling. At that point, you could strike. Who knows? But it's a gamble shot. It's not 100% thing. Otherwise, everybody will just do that, and no one will buy stock at all. So, with that being said, if you have any questions, people, please put them in the comment section. And much love to all of you guys. And again, I'll end this video with this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much to the Most High for providing continuously and for looking over his servants, and hopefully can guide me over to and guide us to the route of how to be better individuals in this life, and also bless us continuously with his many blessings that are never-ending blessings, and hopefully that one of our blessings could be through this play of AMC or any of the meme stocks that any of our retail family is in, and keep us all in good health and spirits. With that being said, rest in peace to the young lady that lost her life going to gain her education, and hopefully that officer is in better condition that he was in, and may that young man learn a valuable lesson. Thank you so much. Much love, AB Investments.